If you never edited video before, this is a perfect place to start. In this tutorial, I will take a raw footage, stock footage, and walk you through all the simple steps to build a clean, professional looking video, adding voiceover, music, B-roll, and basic cuts, using DaVinci Resolve, but in fact, you can use any other video editor and it's gonna work the same. By the end, you will understand how to put a solid video together from scratch, even with zero experience. And if you're coming from my video, how to film yourself on an iPhone, welcome. After this video, you can just simply jump back into that video at the end. I will put the links to that video and finish that video. Without wasting time, let's just dive into it. DaVinci Resolve has a free version, so you don't have to get an actual studio, but if you do get studio, oh my gosh, I'm pretty positive you're going to be in heaven. This is just one-time payment. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with looking for some stock footage. I have a few websites that I use for stock footage if I need to, but Artlist, hands down the best ones, because you will not have any issues if you're using that footage for client work, for commercial purposes. It's all cleared. Let's go ahead and find the footage. I'm going to choose this grandpa. I feel like this is a really cool shot of him describing some of the old days. So we're going to download this, just simple 4K MP4, and I'm going to just save it to the desktop. Next footage, we're going to find a B-roll. Let's say he's talking about good old days of videography. He's like old school videographer. So we're going to find this old videography footage. This is actually pretty cool. Let's select this one. I have no idea what this is. Let's choose this projector as well. Now let's find some music. And with the music, we're gonna select something powerful. We're gonna choose top downloaded audio. Actually, this works. Let's go ahead and download that as well. Since that video doesn't have him talking, so we're just gonna generate an actual voice using their voiceover AI. Let's choose male, maybe the documentary style. Oh, actually this works. Let's choose professor. He does look like a professor. And let's make him say, "In my old days, this technology was fantastic and groundbreaking." Let's choose American and generate. And just within seconds, it's just gonna generate this professor voice we're gonna be using. Let's hear it out.
"In my old days, this technology was fantastic and groundbreaking."
Nice, love it. So let's go ahead and download that, and let's jump to DaVinci. Now we're going to open DaVinci Resolve, and right here we're going to create a new project. I have a studio version, but you'll be able to do the same thing with a free version. We're going to click on open a project. We're going to do just, I don't know, one, select the location where you want it to be saved, put on desktop, create. Now you have an interface of cut page, and on the bottom there's different, almost like tabs. What you're going to do is you're going to go to edit. So now we're going to start simple. We're going to be dragging and dropping the footage onto the timeline right here. And before you drag anything, just click on this gear project setting and make any changes that you want to make about this timeline. So what your essential project is going to be looking like. Is it going to be a vertical? So if you want to switch it to vertical, you click this button, use vertical resolution. It just switches these parameters, and now you have a vertical timeline or vertical project. Then you choose if it's going to be an actual frame rates per second 24p, which is the 23.976, or is going to be exactly 24p, or is going to be 25p if you're, I don't know, an Australian, or you're going to be using a little bit of soap opera style, it's going to be 30p. So it's all up to you, however you want to do it. So keep in mind when you're going to decide to actually choose the frame rate, it's going to stay that way. Even if you drop some different frame rates onto the project timeline, the project is going to be staying the same whatever you choose right now. So make a decision right now. So I'm going to choose just a regular timeline, Ultra HD, 23.9 frames per second. And video monitoring, that just simply lets you know that whenever you're monitoring your video, when you cutting through the edit and everything, making changes, it's going to be displaying in just HD. So we're going to go ahead and save this project like this. And now I will drop the footage of this talking grandpa. And I'm pretty sure his footage is a little bit slowed down, so it has a little bit different frame rate. But we're going to drag it and drop it. There's no sound. We're going to drop it. And now it says, hey, this project or this video has a different frame rate. Would you like me to change your project to this frame rate, or keep the same and adjust the actual footage that you just about to drop to whatever you started with? And I'm like, okay, I don't want to change it. I want to have 23 or 24p project like I decided to in the beginning. So now we drop the footage. This is grandpa's A-roll. He's talking about his old day. Now, majority of the time, if you have a talking headshot, you would have an audio underneath it. But since it is a stock footage, you don't have no audio of that guy talking. So what we're going to do, we're going to drag that professor voice that we generated, and we're going to drag it right underneath it. So this is how it looks when you drop an actual file with an audio and video. It will show up on video track as the actual video of the talking headshot, and then on the bottom it will show you the audio waves of that person talking. So let's actually hear it.
Technology was fantastic and groundbreaking.
So this video is way too long. What we're going to do is we're going to just simply drag the edge of this video and shorten it, or you can do a different way. I'll do it. Just click blade tool and you can make a cut right where you need it. As you can see, there's a little cut. Now we're going to grab this tool, select what we need to delete, and just press delete or backspace, and it'll delete that that part of the clip that we don't need. Now let's zoom in just a little bit so we can see everything. If you remember, we had 2 clips of B-roll that we can put on top of that A-roll of him talking about the good old days with the videography. With B-roll, we're going to grab one of these shots and drag it onto the timeline, and we drag it above. So every time you put something above the track, that will always show on the screen. So all your B-roll is majority of the time is being stacked on top of the A-roll. So we're going to just go ahead and shorten this piece. Now we're going to grab a different B-roll. I'm going to drag it down, and keep in mind you can drag it down and have it on the line of your A-roll, but I suggest you to keep it clean. Eventually you're going to be getting better with this editing software, and you will do something like this. You can double click on here and say A-roll, and this part is going to be B-roll. Now you know for sure that every clip on this track is a B-roll and the track below is A-roll. We want this shot to be starting somewhere right here. We can just drag this end, and right when he clicks it, we're gonna make a cut right here. We're gonna grab a blade tool, make a cut, go back to the pointer, select this side that we don't need, and click delete or backspace. This clip right here, what we're going to do with this one, we're going to fill this up. But first, let's put this above that talking headshot. So let's just move it, and you can always override. When you hold the clip, you can override the other B-roll and just kind of like erase that side, right? So let's go like this. And then let's say if you went just too far, you can grab in between these. You can see you can choose either shorten this side or you can shorten this side. But if you select it in between, you can drag them both, almost like they're pushing each other out of the way. So let's use this and let's select them both and even it out. So he's starting talking. This side, you are able to see everything that is underneath.
This technology was fantastic and groundbreaking
because of the aspect ratio is completely different. So we will fix that. We're going to select this clip that is not fitting right, and then we're going to just zoom in. You have the zoom, the X and Y, and they're all linked. So you can zoom in until you don't see the edges. Perfect. Now I want to see a little bit more of his hand, so we're going to grab the X position and we're going to drag it to the other side. And I want to concentrate more on the button as well, so let's move the Y axis and just raise it just a tiny bit. Let's watch it.
In my old days, this technology was fantastic and groundbreaking.
We're going to grab this music and drag it down underneath the talking head. The music starts around 16 seconds. So what we'll do is we're going to grab this edge of the track and we're going to drag it, and then we adjust this whole music to the beginning of the clip. Let's hear it.
In my old days, this technology was fantastic and groundbreaking.
I'll cut this music a little bit more. Let's move this around and let's play it.
In my old days, this technology was fantastic and groundbreaking.
Seems like music is just a little bit too loud. So what we're going to do is we're going to be first chopping
In my old
the edge
days,
of it.
this technology was fantastic and groundbreaking.
Select the end that we don't need and delete. I'm going to move this a little bit higher. There's this little bar and you can move it up and down. That's raising the volume of the music of the track. Or you can use the volume knob up top on the inspector. Just by lowering it down, you can see how it lowers down, but I accidentally changed the voice of the professor, but we're going to select the music. And now I will change the volume of the music.
In my old days, this technology was fantastic and groundbreaking.
Now let's take it to the next level. I want to make a transition between these two clips. I don't want the hard cut. I go to my effects, go to video transitions, and let's do crossfade, or it's called cross dissolve. We're going to just drag it and put it in between these clips. And let's look at it. It's way too slow of transition, so we're going to grab the edge of this transition and we're going to drag it to make it shorter. Now let's look at this.
Technology was fantastic and
I think that's perfect. If you need some sort of text, let's just say we're going to put a word film here. You go to titles, select any title, like basic title, drag it and drag it again right above the clip that you want to show. Let's shorten this and we're gonna type in here film, choose different font, choose the size, adjust where it needs to be, and I say we can go here somewhere. And let's say I wanted to just fade smoothly instead of actually appearing really jumping there. So what I'll do is I'm gonna just go hover over these corners, and they have these little knobs where you actually can use to drag, and that's creating the actual fade. So it decreases the opacity and just fades in, and then I can make it so it can fade out even smoother. Let's look at that. So this is it for simple editing. Now you can always go to different tab, like let's say a color tab, and play around with colors, but it's more advanced. You always can just go in, and if you need a quick fix, you can click this A button and it's automatically adjust the colors. Let's select a different clip that we have here. Let's select A and adjust. Let's select him, click A, and it automatically just makes needed adjustments. You can always play around yourself with all these color tabs because DaVinci Resolve is one of the best color tools out there. Now everything is done here. We're gonna go to deliver. That's gonna be my next point, and it's gonna be what exact frame rate and what exact resolution are you trying to export your final project. For this one, it's gonna go on my YouTube channel. For example, I'm gonna be selecting the resolution 4K Ultra HD, but I'm going to go ahead and select HD. Let's say I want to put it on Facebook. Now I'll select frame rate. I want to do 24p instead of 23.9. Then I'm going to name it 1, 2, 3. Then I select where it's going to go. I'll put a desktop. So after all the things that I need to adjust, I just click add to render queue and it appears here on the top right corner. This is cool about DaVinci because you can make a couple of other edits and you can add those edits to this queue. And then when it's all added, let's just say you want to walk away and have a lunch and you want all your edits rendered out into a final videos. You line them all up, you can render all or select whichever you want, and then you click render all. And now it starts rendering the final video, as you can see here on top right corner. It takes few minutes, few seconds, depending on how big is the video and how many effects that you added to that video. And now it's completed. So let's play it.
In my old days, this technology was fantastic and valuable.
Congratulations, you just created a
My old
masterpiece. Please don't hesitate to download DaVinci Resolve or any other NLE. I promise you there's not a lot of differences between the NLEs. The basic, the cores, I just taught you everything. There's tons of videos out there to teach you exactly more advanced features of those NLEs, and every NLE has its own twist and cool things. So I encourage you to browse around and check it out. But if you do want more from my channel, please don't hesitate to ask me in the comments below, and I will do my best to create more advanced version of this editing in DaVinci Resolve or Final Cut or any other NLE, probably besides Adobe. So that's it.